The quantum resonance chambers hummed with desperate energy as Ambassador Kethvar of the Zephyrian Council transmitted the final distress beacon across the galaxy. His crystalline form flickered with anxiety, casting prismatic reflections on the metallic walls of the dying space station orbiting what had once been their homeworld. "The signal has been sent," he announced to the assembled delegates, his voice carrying the harmonic undertones characteristic of his species. "Now we can only hope they respond." Commander Vilex of the Andromedan fleet crossed her forearms skeptically. Her exoskeleton gleamed under the artificial lighting, each segment marked with the battle scars of countless conflicts. "Humans?" she clicked through her mandibles. "You want to trust our survival to those primitive bipeds from the outer rim?" The holographic display in the center of the chamber showed the approaching catastrophe. A massive dark energy wave consuming entire star systems, leaving nothing but void in its wake. It had already devoured 3 civilizations and was accelerating toward the galactic core where the last remnants of advanced species had gathered. Dr. Elena Martinez received the transmission while conducting routine deep space monitoring at Luna Station. The mathematical elegance of the alien encryption made her hands tremble as she decoded the message. Within hours, every major government on Earth was briefing their top scientists and military advisors. "They're asking for our help," she explained to the Emergency Council, her voice steady despite the magnitude of the request. "Not our technology, not our weapons, us. Specifically, human cognitive patterns." General Morrison leaned forward, his weathered face creased with confusion. "What could we possibly offer that civilizations millions of years more advanced than us don't already have?" The answer came through subsequent transmissions from the survivors. Every species in the galaxy had evolved along predictable paths, logical, efficient, optimized for survival and advancement. But humans had evolved differently. Their brains were chaotic, unpredictable, capable of intuitive leaps that defied computational modeling. Captain James Fletcher found himself aboard the ISS Defiance, humanity's fastest ship, racing toward the galactic convergence point. His crew of 12 represented Earth's best: physicists, engineers, philosophers, and artists. They had been specifically chosen not for their expertise alone, but for their capacity for creative thinking. When they arrived at the massive space citadel where the last free species had gathered, Fletcher was amazed by the diversity of alien life. Beings of pure energy conversed with silicon-based organisms, while hive-mind collectives shared data streams with individual consciousness entities. Ambassador Kethvar greeted the human delegation personally. "Your species exhibits a unique phenomenon," he explained, his form shimmering with what Fletcher interpreted as excitement. "Quantum consciousness coherence. Your minds exist in multiple probability states simultaneously until the moment of decision-making." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the mission's quantum physicist, nodded slowly. "You mean our brains are natural quantum computers, but instead of calculating optimal solutions, we explore impossible ones." The dark energy wave was 3 days away. Every conventional approach had failed: trillion-credit supercomputers, collective consciousness networks, even attempts at dimensional phase shifting. The wave appeared to be artificially intelligent, adapting to counter every logical response. Fletcher's team was integrated into the alien defense network. Instead of following protocols, they were encouraged to think randomly, irrationally, humanly. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, a former jazz musician turned engineer, suggested modulating the station's shields to improvised rhythms. Dr. Ahmed Hassan proposed using paradoxical logic circuits that would confuse rather than compute. As the wave approached, consuming the outer defense platforms, the humans made their most illogical leap yet. Instead of fighting the wave or trying to escape it, they sent it a message, not in mathematical language or energy patterns, but in human poetry, music, and emotional resonance. The wave stopped. For the first time in its destructive journey across the galaxy, it encountered something it couldn't analyze or absorb: the chaotic beauty of human creativity, the mathematical impossibility of human emotion, the quantum uncertainty of human hope. These concepts existed outside its programming parameters. In that moment of confusion, the combined alien technologies found their opening. Not to destroy the wave, but to communicate with the intelligence behind it. They discovered it was a probe from a distant galaxy, consuming civilizations to understand them, never encountering a species that thrived on uncertainty and impossibility. Ambassador Kethvar watched as the wave transformed from destroyer to explorer, its destructive matrix reconfigured by human unpredictability. Perhaps, he mused, evolution's greatest gift isn't perfection, but the beautiful chaos of being wonderfully, impossibly human. The galaxy was saved not by superior technology or ancient wisdom, but by humanity's greatest weakness turned into its ultimate strength, the refusal to accept that some problems have logical solutions.